Hello everybody and welcome to this week's video. I have done a disgusting amount of book shopping in the first 2 months of this year. I thought I should hold myself accountable and actually show you guys what I've bought, because I think buying 35 books in the span of 2 months is kind of insane, and actually is not a good thing. For me personally, that's not a good thing. That being said, whilst I have bought 35 books, I have also read exactly 35 books so far this year. So I've balanced myself out and I've done some huge unhauling. My TBR at the start of 2026 was 133. It is now 88, I believe, or 90. Might be 90 because I did buy 2 books. So I've balanced myself out. I've decreased the TBR somehow. And a good chunk of these are special editions, which is terrible for my bank account but great for my TBR because I've already read them. So with that being said, let's crack on and talk about these books. If I remember to mention it, I'll say where I got the book from, what month I bought it in, because it's a pretty even split between January and February. And again, if I've read it, I'll let you know. So I will start with the book I'm currently reading, which is The Wild Card by Stephanie Archer. You can see my bookmark is in there. This is book 5 in the Vancouver Storm series. It is following Tate and Jordan. Tate is the coach of the team and Jordan is the daughter of the team's owner. So it's okay. There's an age gap, but I don't, like, it's not written like an age gap. You wouldn't know until they told you, because I literally didn't know until they told me. So it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's kind of like a fluff piece, like there's nothing too much to say about it, but I got this one in the works for a £5, I believe, and this was February. I also have nowhere to put these when I'm done, so they're going down here. Then I don't know what order to go in. This is so stressful. I've got All You Need Is Gloves by Kenitha P. This I bought in the Book Lovers romance shop in Edinburgh. This, I believe, was full price, so it was £10.99, and it is signed by the author. It follows a snowboarding champion whose stunt goes very badly, and he ends up in a small town with a ski instructor called Alara. So I don't know how that's going to go down, but it seemed interesting. I had it saved on Amazon for a really long time, and then I saw it in person and I was like, okay, that's a sign. I need to buy it. And as I said, it is signed. I think it's just one of those like sticker ones though. Saying that, she can't find it. Yeah. So it's like a stuck-in signature, but still a pretty cool find. Then, sticking to the theme, because they were on the shelf next to each other, I also have Ski Lovers by James DeBurn. It says 7 days in Switzerland, one life-changing decision. This one I bought on Vinted. And it is another ski instructor romance. Yeah. The law on this, for those who don't know, my boyfriend is currently a ski instructor in another country. So it's a touchy subject. I'm not quite sure why I've bought these, because I don't think I'm going to want to read them in my current state of mind. But I have them. They're there when I want to pick them up. So that is another one. This was Vinted, but it was like £8 or something, because it's an indie published book, but I still think that's too much. I do think that's too much. I got very excited in the moment and I bought a couple of indie published books on Vinted for more money than I think I should have paid for them secondhand. But it's fine. It's fine. Then next up, let's go for this one. I got Immortal by Sulin Tan. This I got as a gift from Cleo. She was doing an unhaul, so I got to take some books of hers, and then when I got back home I sent her a picture of my unhaul so she could have whatever she wanted from that. Very lovely book exchange. But this is one of the ones I brought back from her. Do I remember anything about what it's about? No. Is this the one? There was one that Cleo read the blurb for, and it was really funny. I feel like this might have been that one. It says, a deadly betrayal, a dangerous alliance, a fight for survival. So how can I sum this up? Okay, so we've got our main character, Leon, vows to end her kingdom's obligation to the fickle immortals who once protected them. She must learn the secrets to protect her people, but to do this she will have to forge a tenuous alliance with the one she should fear and mistrust the most, the ruthless god of war. So I think this is a romance between the ruler of this kingdom and the god of war. That's the vibes I'm picking up. So we'll see if and when I get to this. And that was in February as well. Then another February pick was How to Defeat a Demon King in 10 Easy Steps. This is the first one other than Wildcard that I'm talking about that I have actually read. So this is by Andrew Rowe, and it is kind of like an RPG. It's very video game-esque. It's a bit like Zelda Breath of the Wild, if anyone's played that. You can definitely get that vibe from the cover as well. We've got our main character, Yui, I think is how I settled on pronouncing their name, wants to be the hero of the town and defeat the Demon King, but she's not the correct rank. So you can be like blacksmith, hero. God, what is the rank that she actually is? I don't know if it says. But different ranks within the community, and she's not a hero rank, but she decides to go and get all these levels to do it anyway. It's pretty cool, very short, very fun. Definitely recommend this one. Then another February purchase, this again was done in Edinburgh, is How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates. This is currently, potentially, my top read of the year. I adored this. It is a rom-com thriller. So our main character, Jamie, goes speed dating with her best friend, and at the speed dating event, all the lights go out, and when they come back on, someone's been killed. Many people have been killed. And they are locked in with the killer. So very, very fun premise, very, very good execution. I loved this. It was a 5-star, and I highly recommend this to absolutely everyone. Literally everyone should read this. Then we've got some more of my Vinted purchases. So this is another indie book that I bought on Vinted at the same time as Ski Lovers. We've got Road Trip to Forever by Chelsea Curto. You know, I'm a Chelsea Curto girly. I've loved Into the Dark. I've loved the DC Stars series. I read the first book in Love Through a Lens. Is there another one of hers I've read? I've read quite a few now. But this is the next one that I intend to pick up. And I happened to see it on Vinted and thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to buy that. So it says Two Best Friends, a road trip that changes everything. So this is between Lola and Patrick. Oh my god. This is Patrick is in love with his best friend. He knows it, his friends knows it, but she has no idea. That's so cute. I actually can't wait to read this now. It's bumped up my TBR. Bumped up my TBR. So there's that. Then I'll actually do a 2-for-1 here, because I did buy 2 copies of the same book without reading either of them. I did. So first of all, I have the paperback of The Dagger and the Flame, Sprayed Edge from Waterstones. I bought this in Edinburgh with Cleo because she loves this book. And then when I got home, I happened to spot the Fairy Loot edition on Vinted for a tenner. So I was like, yeah, I need that. I do. So I also have the Fairy Loot edition, which is stunning, to be fair. Like, if I had to pick a version, it would be this one. But I haven't read it. I haven't read either of them. And I do own both of them. So let's have a little read about what it's about. I know it's a YA fantasy. So it says, in a deadly game of revenge, the most dangerous mistake of all is falling in love. A fiery enemies to lovers romantasy. Right, you may notice I'm not reading the full blurb of any of these. I like to go into books pretty blind. So I'm going to stick with that. That does sound really good though. Because I didn't really ask Cleo what it was about before I bought it either. I was just like, oh, you love it? I need it in my life. So I do have 2 copies of that, and that special edition there, that's a hint as to what's to come. Because I am going to try and leave my special editions till last, because I think I'm so excited to talk about all of them. I've kept very stum about them on this channel, but I'm ready. Then we've got another indie book I bought on Vinted. It is called Baby Moon or Bust by Ava Hunter. I don't remember what it's about. I know it's a pregnancy trope. It says, Tessie Truelove, fucking what a name, has spent her entire life avoiding, well, true love. And why wouldn't she? Her dog ran off, her father left to go get cigarettes and never came back, and her mother passed away years ago. Instead, Tessie, a celebrity interior designer, clings to her to-do list and her Pantone colours and her toxic job to avoid more heartbreak. But after too much whiskey and a wild night with a rugged stranger has her seeing 2 little pink lines, she vows to do motherhood all by herself. After all, it might be her one shot at true love. Nothing will interrupt her plans, not even Solomon Wilder, her muscled, bearded, brooding baby daddy who stomps his way into her perfectly planned baby moon after learning about her pregnancy. Okay, Slow. It does sound good. I remember why I bought this out. I do love a pregnancy book. I don't want to ever be pregnant. I don't want kids. So it really baffles me that that's a genre I quite enjoy. But this did sound really fun. I think it's got a good premise. So I'm interested to see if the execution is any good. Then another indie published book I've got, On the Edge by Kay Bromberg. This is a Formula One romance. It's kind of giving Lando Norris based on the cover, can't lie. This says, a spicy only one bed Formula One romance from New York Times bestselling author. Okay. Surely this can't be the only solution to overhaul my tarnished rep, faking a romance with the good girl intern. But that's what my agent says. Just a few months of taming my ways, of shedding Formula One's party boy image, will land me a lifetime branding deal, one I desperately need. The key condition? Pretend I'm madly in love with my new girlfriend, the quiet wallflower who I figure wouldn't put me in my place. Yeah, this girl is anything but that. Okay. Interesting. I think it has potential. I find often with Formula One romances that they just don't hit. They're just not written very well. Like one of the very few that I enjoy to my core is Pole Position by Rebecca J. Caffrey. I just finished the arc of the second book for that. Very good. That's a good Formula One romance. So again, I'll be interested to see how this is done, because I would love to find more Formula One romances that I can enjoy, because I love the Formula One and I love reading. Why wouldn't I want to smush them together? So that's why I picked this one up. Again, this was on Vinted. This again was about £8, so hopefully I like it. Then I think this was a January one. Was this a January book I bought? I don't remember. I got Meet the Newmans by Jennifer Niven. This was a Waterstones purchase because I wanted the sprayed edge. It's really cool, but the more I look at it, the more creepy I find it. Let's have a little ready. Oh, you've seen the show. Now meet the woman behind the scenes. Okay, so it's based on not based on, but it's following a family that's on a TV show, America's Favorite Family, set in the 60s, and it's like the behind the scenes of stuff, and one of them gets into a mysterious car accident. So it sounds quite good. I was told it's very Taylor Jenkins Reid-esque, which is funny because I've literally read one Taylor Jenkins Reid book and loved it so much I got a tattoo for it. I don't know if I can show it, that one. But I do love like the 60s and stuff, so I kind of want to read more. To me, that's historical. I know it's not that long ago, but that's as far back as I'm willing to read, frankly. So getting out of my comfort zone, one book at a time. Then I don't know what to go on to. There's too many choices. Let's go for this one. I binge read the entire Good Girls Guide to Murder series in January, and of course then had to buy myself the prequel novella Killjoy by Holly Jackson. I have read this one and I think I gave it a 3-star, maybe a 3.5. I did enjoy it. It was quite good, but obviously preferred the main books more. Then I have got Met Your Match by Portia McIntosh. This is another one that I have actually read. And I did enjoy this. Again, was a 4-star. This one follows Lola, who is a like celebrity matchmaker, and when she breaks her leg breaks up with her boyfriend and finds out her best friend is not really that close of a friend. She ends up having to move back home in with her parents, and her mum forces her to set up a matchmaking service in the local area so that she's not just sat around doing nothing the whole time. It was really fun. I always love a Portia McIntosh book, and I do recommend this one. I believe it is now available in the works as well, but I got mine through Waterstones, I think. Then I've got a book series that I haven't read any of, nor do I remember what the name of the series is, but I've got Springtide, Fault Line and Ripple Effect, all by K.I. Stevens. I did just buy these because the covers are cute. I won't lie to you. And I bought them full price on Waterstones, which is crazy because that's like £14 a book because they're indie published. So, oh, maybe I do know. I think it's called the Coastal University series, I think. And I don't know anything about this, and I kind of want to keep it that way because I don't know when I'm going to read this. Hopefully soon. I might read it over the summer. But yes, I bought all 3 of these and I haven't read any of them yet. Then we've got another book I actually have read, which is Playing for Keeps by Alexandria Bellefleur. I had the ARC for this and I liked it so much I bought a physical copy of it. This follows Poppy and Rosaline, who are both PR agents for different people, and their clients start dating, which means they obviously have to start spending more time together, and it is a sapphic forced proximity workplace romance. I was a big fan. So that is another book I ended up buying. Then I've got The Odds of You by Kate Dramis. I bought this in the works, as you can tell by the sticker that I never bothered to take off. This I think is a fake dating. Maybe. So Sage Collins was a data analyst until she decided to follow her dream, and now she's a best-selling author with a second book to write. On a flight to Comic-Con, she is distracted from her laptop by Theo Sharp. To Sage, he is the infuriatingly charming British guy who won't stop talking. To everyone else, he's the newly world-famous breakout actor. When the paparazzi mistake her for his girlfriend, Theo's fans make it clear they are not happy. Desperate to escape the backlash and overcome her writer's block and her crush, Sage flees to the Isle of Skye. Except when she arrives, she finds it's much harder to pretend someone doesn't exist when they are standing right in front of you. The odds of bumping into Theo on the other side of the world were slim, but the odds of falling in love, that might just be Sage's biggest miscalculation yet. It just sounds really cute. It does. What more do I need to say? Then a book that I have read, and I actually read it many months ago. The paperback of Cursebound came out. I bought myself a copy just to go with the fact I already owned Fatebound in paperback, and I love the foiling. Enough said. Then I bought the 3rd book in a series that I haven't read any of. Of course, why would I not? I got Honor by Danielle Baker. This goes with Fight and Protect, the other books. I think it's called the Skyridge Hot Shots. So listen to that, by the way. Oh, it's crunchy, crusty. Because of the sprayed edge. There's a sprayed edge. That's another reason I bought this. I don't know anything. They're firefighters. That's about all I know. I'm keeping it that way. Eventually I'll read it. And then I bought, of course, another full series. Why wouldn't I? I got the Bourbon Boys series. Bourbon and Lies, Bourbon and Secrets, Bourbon and Proof. I'm not reading the backs of them. I don't want to know what happens. I'm going in blind. And I did buy them because of the covers. Ta-da! That's it. That's all I've got to say on that one. But I am really nervous because I was talking to someone today and they were like, oh, I didn't like Bourbon and Lies. And I was like, huh? You can't tell me that. I own them. You can't tell me you don't like them. You have to pretend. Pretend until I've read them and then we can agree. Right. Now we're moving on to, I believe all of these books are now things I bought in February. Starting off strong, a book I have indeed read, And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison, Sprayed Edge from the works. A 10 out of 10 book. Flawless, we love. I had the ARC for this as well, and I stayed up and read it all in one sitting at 3 in the morning on a Monday when I had work. So I was obsessed. I was. It follows Jackson and Delilah, who are both weather presenters but on different mediums. So he presents on the radio, she presents on the TV, and they have to team up for coverage of a big storm happening in the local area. And it's forced proximity, only one bed, workplace, grumpy sunshine, single parent kind of. He has full custody over his two younger sisters. It's just, everything was so good. I loved this. I want a tattoo for this, but I have no idea what to get, so suggestions would be great, please and thanks. Then an exciting one, but I'm really nervous for. We know I love Cara Bastone. Here's my Cara Bastone tattoo. I have a new release, no matter what, and I believe it's a second chance romance, and I don't like second chance romance. It's just not my thing. I really don't gel with it. But I am going to read it eventually. I will pick it up. I plan to read it for a video within the next week, but I'm scared. I don't want to not like it. I love Cara Bastone, I love Ready or Not, and I love Promise Me Sunshine. I don't want to not like this one. Then we have got Across the Vanishing Sky by Catherine Cowles. No? Yes, Catherine Cowles. I think there is another Catherine Cowles coming up soon as well in this pile. I just wanted to try new author, and she presented herself to me. It says, he spent a lifetime trying to escape his dark past, but to save her, he'll wade back into the shadows. So it's giving spooky vibes. I'm really into that. You'll see in a moment. I'm really getting into not so much dark romance, but like a dark rom-com kind of thing. Maybe like mystery element, like a darker undertone to my romance. I'm just into that for the minute, and this seemed to have that, and so does the other book actually that I picked up by the same author. So hopefully, again, reading this soon, like within the next week. So you'll hear my thoughts very, very soon about what I think of this. Then I have got a book that I'm actually quite nervous for, because I bought it and then realised that it's actually like 15 years old, and that scares me. That is Unearthly by Cynthia Hand. I bought this for the cover. It is stunning. And again, you can see I bought this in the works. It says, in the beginning, there's a boy. Clara has known she is part angel since she turned 14 2 years ago. Oh, and it's young adult. But only now, through fragmented visions of a raging forest fire and a mysterious boy, is her purpose. The crucial rites of passage for every part angel becoming clear to her. They lead her to a new high school in a new town, but provide no clear instruction. When Clara meets Christian, the boy in her visions, he is everything she could wish for, so why does she also have feelings for her enigmatic classmate Tucker? But when the fire of her vision erupts and both Christian and Tucker are in danger, who will she choose to save? Like, it sounds good, it's just a shame it's YA. So hopefully I like that. I have no idea what I'm going to think of that, and that scares me. But I'm doing a video, hopefully again soon, where Saskia has picked my reads and she's picked for me to read that one. So no pressure. I've then got another one that actually Saskia influenced me to buy alongside Cleo, which is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. They both basically just went on about how much they love this and the character Kaz, and I was like, well, okay, I'll buy it then. But I don't really know too much about it. It says, a faraway island, a secret spell shop, an unexpected romance. Keela has always had trouble dealing with people. Thankfully, as a librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she hasn't had to. She and her assistant Kaz, a sentient spider plant, have spent the last 11 years sequestered among the Empire's precious spellbooks. But when the library goes up in flames, Keela and Kaz have to flee to a remote island she never thought she'd see again, her childhood home. To Keela's dismay, she finds the Empire has been draining power from the island. With the help of an old spellbook and a nosy, if very handsome neighbour, Keela is determined to make things right. But as she starts to make a place for herself, she realises she must break down the walls she has kept so high. So it does sound good. And I've actually pre-ordered 2 books by Sarah Beth Durst without realising they were all the same author. So fingers crossed they are good. I am looking forward to that. I do like a cozy fantasy when it's done correctly. then we get into a bit of my, like, not quite dark romance, but darker romance section. So we've got The Unwilling Plus One by Effie Campbell. It says a fake boyfriend, a killer family, and a deadly wedding. Entirely bought for the cover. I will not be reading the back of it. I want to go in blind. But it looks good, right? Then we've got the next Catherine Cowles book that I was talking about. So this one's called All the Missing Pieces. If I remember rightly, this one follows someone who... Oh, here we go. Ridley channels Lost into Hope, travelling the country covering cold cases for her true crime podcast. She may not have found justice for her sisters, but that doesn't stop her from finding it for others until Sheriff Coulter Brooks gets in the way. So that's why I bought this. The true crime podcast element thing sounded really cool to me. It's, again, quite a unique thing I've not heard in a book before, especially not a romance book. So we'll see if I enjoy this one. I'm really hoping I do, because the cover is gorge. So there's that. Then another book that I got from Cleo. This is Temptation Trails. He's hunting a killer, so she won't be next. Single dad Garrett Haven doesn't have time for dating. With a teenage son and a high-stakes job in law enforcement, he has enough on his plate. Besides, he risked his heart once and has no intention of doing it again until he meets her. Harper Tilburn brought her passion for baking to the small town of Tillicum to take over her aunt's bakery. Anything else will have to wait, at least until her bad luck curse runs out. It's really difficult. They've written in white on a white background. Her dating hiatus is essential, and she's sticking to it until she meets him. The sparks that fly between Garrett and Hannah are instantaneous, and their attraction undeniable. And suddenly, the practical, responsible sheriff's deputy is throwing caution to the wind, boldly pursuing Harper, determined to make her his. But when the cold case Garrett is investigating takes a chilling turn, he fears the perpetrator will strike again and Harper will be his target. It just sounded good. It sounded good. I will say, based on cover alone, it's not something I would pick up normally. But Cleo was getting rid of it, so I could get it for free, which made me slightly more interested. But again, I think it's maybe like book 2 or 3 in a series. So we'll see what happens with that one. Then another one that fits very much the same stereotype here. I've got A Killer Kind of Romance by Letizia Lorini. It says, a love story to die for. True crime meets true love, but when the bodies start piling up, can she trust the man who broke her heart? It sounds good. It sounds good. The cover's cute. Say less. And then finally, for my non-special editions, I have Slash or Pass, which is another one I picked up in Edinburgh in the Book Lovers Romance Bookshop. And it is, again, a signed copy. This one had a bookmark with it as well, actually, but I can't be bothered to go find that. So this one, I believe, is on the set of a movie or something similar to that. Yeah, with her job at a dream horror studio, romance is the last thing on Mabel's mind until an anonymous Valentine's Day card arrives. Someone knows what really happened at Westbrook College and they're ready to kill again. It just sounds good, looks good, I'm interested. There we go. So, time to move because my hip is hurting. Moving on to the special editions that I've bought. Every single one of these was bought secondhand on Vinted or eBay. I don't remember the prices, and I'm frankly a little bit ashamed of what I did spend on some of them, so I'm not going to be sharing those with you. But if you want these for yourself, checking eBay and Vinted is definitely the way to go. That's where I found mine. So let's just take a look at them. I'm stressed. Okay. First up, this was on eBay. I got I believe these are Fairy Loot editions of Powerless, Powerful and Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I will not show you all of them, but I will show you Reckless just for time's sake. They've also got a protective cover on, which is really nice. But gorgeous covers. Oh, gorgeous sprayed edges. You got cover art, end paper art. Ooh. Foiling on the naked hardback is gorge, and then the original cover but in a different colorway. I loved this. This is my favorite fantasy series, like romantasy series. I have 5 editions of the first book now. Yeah, I'm ashamed. But these were really cute and I did want them, so there's that. Then I have developed a recent obsession with the Bridge Kingdom series by Danielle L. Jensen, and with that came me finding many special editions that I wanted to purchase for myself. I limited myself to 2. So again, I believe these are Fairy Loot. They only did the first 2 books in the series in Fairy Loot editions, so I was really lucky to find these on Vinted, and I actually do remember the price of these. It was 50 quid for both of them together, which I think is incredible for an out of print Fairy Loot edition book. That's kind of crazy. So I will show you those. I've put them on the alternate dust jacket side because I just liked the artwork more. So that's the artwork. And the sprayed edges. Gorgeous. And then the covers normally are like this kind of style with no art on them. So I just wanted to show the artwork off. I thought they looked cooler, more unique. So gorgeous, absolutely worth the money in my opinion. And then I did buy another copy of the Bridge Kingdom because I can't be stopped. They're coming out with collector's editions of all of them, and I love collecting a full series. So I will be getting all of them in this cover. It's not, but it almost looks holographic, like there's something funky going on with the cover. It's really cool. And again, a lovely sprayed edge. This was like really weighty as well. And a matte cover, which I love. And then the best part, a printed hardback. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I forgot that was what was there for a minute, and I opened it and I was like, oh. Yeah, that's gorgeous. This one again was pretty good price. I think this one was £22 on Vinted. Like, I think. So pretty decent price. I think these are only available brand new in the US. So I don't know what I'm going to do about getting my hands on book 2 at the end of the month. But it will happen. I will get my hands on the whole series in this cover. Then I don't know which one to go on to next. This is stressful. We'll go for another Vinted purchase. I'll save the most exciting ones for last. I bought Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston in the... Is this Fairy Loot as well? Yes. In the Fairy Loot cover to match my Dead Romantics and Novel Love Story in this cover. I've not read this book. I want to, but I've not read it. So I thought I might as well pick it up whilst I see it for a decent price. And then when I read it, I'll be like, oh my god, I'm so glad I have the Fairy Loot edition of this. So these ones are just an alternate, I think it's just an alternate colourway on the original colours, a sprayed edge, and if I could open it, that'd be great. A printed hardback. So nothing too special. I do think they tend to be a bit more overpriced. Like these editions especially, like they're not all that good in my opinion. They're not that fancy. Like this being £22 and this being much more than that is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. But this was on Vinted as well. And then most excitingly in my opinion, to complete my Ashley Poston Fairy Loot edition set, I did splash out and buy myself the 7-year slip. I did. It's a tough call. I think the Dead Romantics is my actual favourite Ashley Poston book, but obviously this one, I hold it in high regard. It's not like both of them are 5-star reads to me. And I absolutely adore the colourway they went for on this one. The almost teal with pink is absolutely everything to me. The lemons on the front, gorgeous. And the sprayed edge is really cute too. I find it interesting that her signature is different in each of them. That's funny. So we've got another printed hardback. Yeah, I spent an extortionate amount of money on this, but I wanted to complete my set. So you do what you do to collect. But I am really, really happy that I have this. This, I think, would put me on a lot of people's rob list. So I'm very grateful that I had the funds to splurge and buy this for myself. And again, that was on Vinted. And then this is the last book for this haul. It's been a long one. My bestie Cleo, I've mentioned her already, she's gifted me so many books in February. The absolute gem that she is. I saw this book on her shelf and I was like, oh my god, have you read that? She's like, no, I've not read it. I went, I have, and I've been searching for that edition everywhere. Do you know how much like money that is? That's insane that you own that and you haven't even read it. And she's like, you can have it if you want. She just gave it to me for free. Crazy. I'm forever indebted to her for this. I can't even remember what edition it is. That's really bad. I want to say it's Fairy Loot again, but I don't think it is. It's Afterlight. It is the Afterlight edition of Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, which is one of my 5-star reads. I did love this book, and I've been searching for a special edition of it for so long. So the fact that she just gave it to me. I love Cleo. I love her. And I think everyone can understand why. Yeah, this is one of my favourite things I own. Obviously we've got an alternate cover, we've got sprayed edges. Absolutely obsessed. We've got end paper artwork, which is different in front to back. Oh, it's stunning. And a printed hardback. I actually love the printed hardback as well. That could be an edition on its own. It's gorgeous. It is. So yeah, that's exciting. I am truly very grateful for this book. I will never shut up about it, and I will never shut up about how much I love Cleo. That does round out my book haul for the first 2 months of this year. I will not be buying this many books consistently for the rest of the year. I really can't afford to do that. Like, I'm really going to utilise my birthday. I think, 'cause that's in May. But yeah, this was insane. 35 books is a lot. And for, I think, about 10 of them to be special editions is also crazy behaviour. But I really want to finesse my book collection into books that I love and that I love looking at. So I do buy a lot of special editions to achieve that. I know I don't have to. I could just have the paperback. But, you know, like, especially with Powerless, I have such strong feelings for that book, and if I see a gorgeous cover of it, I am going to want it and I am going to buy it, because why wouldn't I? If I can afford to do that, I'm going to do it. And the same with the Bridge Kingdom. Like, that's a new obsession, but I have the same feelings about that as I do Powerless, like when I first read Powerless. So I feel confident going into that I'm not going to regret buying these editions. So yeah, I can't believe I bought that many books. I can't believe the special editions I own. I'm in shock that I have Deep End and the 7-Year Slip in these editions. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment, check the description box down below for my Vinted and my Instagram. They are probably the things I am most active on. I don't have a TikTok page for this, and I don't know what other social media I could have. My Goodreads, I suppose, but I can't figure out how to get the link to that. So, yeah. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week with another one. Bye!